Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Yes, ma'am. Audible.
52 students have joined. 50 students. So we are discussing your chapter 2. Okay. Your chapter 2. In that chapter 2 we discussed what is e-commerce, what are the advantages of e-commerce. Then we discuss what is ER diagram, that is your entity relationship diagram. So in the entity relationship diagram, the main thing is that why we draw this entity relationship diagram. So before doing any project, we have to do the proper plan. Okay, and this database design is one of the most important part. And in the database design, so it is not so easy to identify the tables. Okay, what tables we need in our project. So if we draw the entity relationship diagram, so we can easily find out the entities. So entities becomes your table in your project. Okay, and in the entity relationship diagram, why the name is entity relationship diagram? Because in that diagram we are showing the relationship between the entities. Like we are showing university, college and university relationship. The relationship is that university consists of many colleges. Okay, so in this way, how two entities are related, that we find out from this entity relationship diagram. So in the diagram, the main three components are your entity, attributes. Attributes are the characteristics of entities. Then relationship. So entities are represented using the rectangle box. Attributes are represented in your oval shape, and the relationship represented in the diamond box. Okay, so these are the pictorial notation. Then I have given you to find out the entities of online shopping system. Okay, or if, for any e-commerce site, who are the entities. Okay, so anybody has done this? Only you have to figure out the entities. Just a second, I'm making myself mute for 1 minute. Okay, so anybody has figured out the entities required for or needed for e-commerce application? Abhijit Anand. Abhishek Puri. Abhijit Anand, have you identified the entities required for e-commerce application? Who are the entities in e-commerce application? Many entities are there. You may say one entity name at least. Yes, yes.
Customers,
Very good.
Manufacturers,
vendors,
Yes, customer, vendors,
admins,
vendors, admin, yes,
bank,
yes, bank. Anybody else?
logistic,
Logistic. Okay.
manufacturers,
Manufacturer. Okay. So that okay. Vendor, manufacturer. We can say same thing. Okay. So entities are your. Just a second. I'm sharing the screen. You people will attend the online classes or you will planning to attend offline classes?
Planning.
Offline classes?
Yes. Right now, I'll be attending the online classes for at least one more week.
After Chhat Puja? After Diwali? So those who are attending online classes, most of them have now in offline classes. Asutosh Ranjan is attending offline classes. Okay. Okay, so one entity is your customer. Okay. Entities entities for entities for e-commerce application. Okay, entities for e-commerce application. So one entity is your customer. Okay. Vendor. mm, Product or item. Okay. Shopping cart can be one entity. Then your um, Open, okay, offer, order, shipping, that you are saying logistic. Okay, shipping, payment, invoice, inventory, catalog, warehouse, address. Okay, so these are some entities of e-commerce application. Okay, okay, currency also can be entity. The customer is the main entity in the e-commerce application. Okay, so customer is the one who buys products from the e-commerce shopping portal. So next entity, your vendor. Okay, vendor is the entity that sells products on the e-commerce platform. Okay, customer buys and vendor sells. Then your product, this entity represents physical or digital goods to be sold on the e-commerce platform. Okay, shopping cart, you know, this entity defines a place where the customer stores his or her chosen products. Okay, that is your shopping cart. And the coupon you use for discounts on the product. Offer, this entity specifies offers for different offers for different products. Okay, order. Order is what? Order. This entity defines a consolidated place for chosen products to be purchased by the customer. Okay. And shipping. This entity defines the product shipment process for customer. Okay. Payment. This entity is for financial transaction. Okay, financial transactions that took place in a purchase process. Then your invoice, this is a bill. We can say this entity is a bill generated for an order. And inventory, this defines a place to store product quantity related information. Okay, and your catalog is the it defines or it shows the products, offers, discounts, related details. And your warehouse provides a physical storage place for products. And address means your address of the customer. And currency, what type of currency a customer is using. So this is entity define the preferred currency for the customer. Okay. Similarly, if you are saying bank, so bank can be entity here also, because in the payment case we are using bank. Okay, so whatever else you are entities are coming in your mind, we can add in this process. So now your step is you have to find out the relationship between these entities. Okay. The relationship between these entities. So So let me know. Okay. So what is the relationship between customer and address? What is the relationship between customer and address?
Belongs to customer belongs to address.
Okay. Customer belongs to address or customer has address, like that we can write it. Okay. So customer so you draw in your copy, or you may use any software for drawing. So your task is you have to draw entity relationship diagram for this e-commerce application. Okay, so you have to use all these entities. So now you simply show the relationship. So customer belongs to an address. Okay, or customer has an address. Customer belongs to one address. Okay.
Ma'am,
Huh.
ma'am, address could also be an attribute in customer entity.
Yes, address can be one attribute in customer entity. So if you are using address as attribute, then no need of this entity. Okay. So it actually depends upon your project, how you are designing your database or how you are using all this. So if you are using address, because why we are using address? Because address itself has many attributes. Okay. So address is having city, country, state, zip code. Okay. So that's why instead of using address as, because instead of using address as entity, sorry, attribute, we are using here it is as entity, because the address is having many attributes. Okay. So customer name can't be, or name also can be one entity, but if we divide the name as last name, first name and middle name, but more than that nothing is for name if you use name as entity. So name is one attribute. Suppose then customer id can't be one entity, because id means only it represents one value, one number. Okay. Let's say customer age can't be one entity. Age means some number. Okay, 40, 20 or 30, like this. So, but address itself, address consists of many attributes. So that's why we are using address as entity here. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, tell me, what is the relationship between address and shipping? Address
Ma'am, you can ship this item to XYZ address.
yes. So what relationship will write?
Two.
Address and shipping. So what will write in the diamond box?
Two. Shipping to address.
Shipping to address. Okay. Okay. Then what is the relationship between shipping and invoice? Invoice is a bill, we can say. Okay, this is bill for an order. So, what is the relationship between shipping and invoice? Hmm.
Ma'am,
Huh.
ma'am, is it necessary to have a relationship between shipping and invoice? We can directly relate it with customer.
Mm-hmm. What you are saying?
And I was just saying that is it necessary to have a relationship between shipping and invoice?
Yes, there is a relationship exists. So if there are no relationship, then it's fine. But shipping and invoice, because according to the shipping address in your bill, some amount is added. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
While we are generating the final bill, according to the shipping address, some amount is added in the invoice. So there is a relationship between shipping and invoice. You can write there shipping. So what will write?
Ma'am,
Uh,
ma'am, we can relate invoice with address, and then the cost of shipping will be related with address only.
yes, you can use invoice relationship between invoice and address also. So that's why I'm saying you draw the relationship. So the entities I have given to you. So you draw the relationship. What relationship you establish between these entities? So you can write there shipping adds amount in invoice, that you can write, or shipping so here we can write add amount. Okay. Add amount in invoice, that we can also write. So this way invoice and payment, okay, like shipping charge is added in your invoice. Similarly, your payment and invoice, the relationship between payment and invoice. What relationship you will find for payment and invoice? So there you can also write shipping charge included in invoice, or payment included in invoice, or payment generates invoice, like that you can write. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
So what will write here? Payment, payment,
Mentioned in invoice.
or included, that we can write. So payment and your shipping charge. Finally invoice is generated. So we can write payment included. Included we can write here. Okay. Then similarly there is relationship between um, invoice and offer also. Okay. Or there are many things left, like your currency, catalog, warehouse, vendor. Okay. Okay, let me okay, tell me what are the attributes of customer? Customer attribute,
Name,
customer name, then
Age,
customer name, age, then
ID,
customer ID, okay, email ID, okay,
contact number,
contact number, very good, okay. Then address, attributes for address,
city, country,
yes, city, country,
zip
state,
code,
zip code, okay, address 1, address 2, okay, like this. Okay, in the address, how you will relate this address and customer? Like customer having its own attributes, customer name, customer mail ID, contact number, all those things. Now, in the customer part, we are not storing the address. Addresses are stored in different parts. So address table stores the address of customer. Then how come we know that this address is the address of customer 1 or customer 2?
ma'am. Customer ID uniquely identify the customer entity.
Means we have to keep customer ID in the customer table or table and in the address table also. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
you have to keep that customer ID attribute in both the table. In customer table you have to store the customer ID. In address table also you have to store the customer ID, so that we can know this customer ID, customer 1 address is Bhubaneswar, customer 2 address is Jharkhand, like this. Okay. So in both the table, the common attribute is customer ID. So when you are relating two table, means there are some common attribute in both the table. Okay. So the customer ID is the main attribute in the customer table. So it is the primary key. But you want to identify that this address belongs to this particular customer, so that you are just making duplicate of one attribute in the address table, means same customer ID you are storing in the address table. So then we are saying this customer ID is the foreign key in the address table. Okay, customer ID is the primary key in the customer table, and customer ID is the foreign key in the address table. So this way you can relate two tables or two entities. Okay. Section E, students. Section E. Please respond.
yes, ma'am.
Abhishek,
Yes,
what
ma'am.
are the attributes of shipping entity? What are the attributes of shipping entity? Shipping date, okay, total price, shipping, yes, shipping ID, shipping city, okay, then shipping state, shipping country, okay. So these are can be the attribute of the shipping. Then invoice. So what are the attributes for invoice? What are the attributes for invoice? If what that invoice is nothing but one bill. So what the bill contains?
Number of items.
Yes, the item name, number of items means quantity. Okay. Invoice ID, product ID, total price, invoice, date. Okay. So these are the attribute for invoice. Then payment. What are the attributes of payment?
Mode of payment.
Yes, mode of payment.
Bank.
Okay. Yes, bank name you can add. Payment ID, card number, card holder name, okay, amount, a security code that you are getting, that OTP, okay. So this can be the attributes of payment. Okay. Then if you take currency as the entity, then currency name, currency price, currency ID, these are the currency attribute. Then what are the attributes for coupon?
Code.
Coupon code, very good. Then
Items.
Okay, discount. Then then issue date, expiry date. Okay, so this can be coupon attribute. Similarly, offer. So all these things you just note down. Offer, what are the attributes for offer?
Madam, screen is black.
Yes, I have not written anything in the screen. So offer, what are the attributes for offer? Offer means offer for a particular period. Okay, so offer start date, offer end date, offer price, offer on which product, so product ID. So here you can see product ID is the foreign key, because in the product table product ID is the primary key, and offer on which product, so that if you want to know, so then you have to add product ID in the offer table. The product ID is the foreign key in the offer table. The product ID, then description of the product, offer price, offer end date, offer start date, okay, offer ID. So these are the attributes of offer. Then vendor attributes.
Name, address.
Yes, company name, okay, company name, address, vendor ID, all are,
Google ID.
yes, vendor attributes. Okay, so this way you just find out what are the attributes of all these entity, okay, and draw the ER diagram for it. Okay. Find the relationship between these entities. Wherever possible relationship are there, it is not mandatory that you will relate every table, but there are some relationship with each other. Okay, so you have to find out which entity is related to which entity and what are the attributes of this entity. So this is your task again. So this one you have to do. We discussed what are the entity, we discussed what are the attributes. Now your task is only you find out the relationship among these entities. So next is flow chart. Okay. See all this flow chart, these things already I discussed in section F. So section E student should more active. Okay. Section F students are answering all these things. Section E student must be active. Okay, so ER diagram is one diagram that shows you or that give you the idea what tables we are going to use in our project. So another diagram is the flowchart diagram. Okay, so flowchart diagram. So this diagram you are well acquainted with this flowchart diagram. So flowchart shows you the flow of the system. Okay, so it is basically the pictorial representation of the algorithm. So algorithm is nothing but we are writing the step by steps of the, or we are writing the instructions in systematic form. Okay, within definite number of steps we are writing the algorithm, and the pictorial representation of that algorithm is the flowchart. So like ER diagram, flowchart also use some notation. Okay, the oval shape represents the start and end of the flowchart. Okay, within oval shape you have to write while you start the flowchart, you have to write start within the oval shape, and when your flowchart ends you have to write end in oval shape. Okay, so that is the start and end of the flowchart. Then next is your rectangle. Rectangle simply represent the process. Okay, it is used to define a process step in the flowchart. Simply in the rectangle you have to write the process name. Okay. Then how you connect all these things, how you show the sequence or flow. The sequence or flow you show using the arrow mark. Okay, the arrow, it defines the direction of the processing flow. Okay, then next we use diamond box. So that diamond box you use for decision. When there are multiple choices, you have to, means in case of your question mark, successful or not. If it is successful, means yes, no. Okay. So when some question comes, we use diamond box. Okay. And another thing we use, that is your rectangle with 3 sections. Okay, rectangle with 3 sections. That is called your subroutine. Okay, what is this subroutine? Suppose some predefined process are there, or there are some process that we are using in our system, then we can show that process using that rectangle with 3 sections. Means we can say this is the activity that we are using. This is the activity of some other system, and we are using in our system. Okay, some predefined process we are using in our system, so that you represent using rectangle box with 3 sections. Okay, so these are the notations. So oval shape, rectangle, then your arrow mark, then your diamond shape, and your rectangle with 3 sections. Okay, so these pictorial notations we are going to use in our flow chart. Okay, so the first flow chart we'll discuss, that is the entire e-commerce application flow chart. Okay, from a customer point of view. So what the customer does in the e-commerce portal or in the e-commerce website, so that flow you have to show. Okay, so already we have discussed in section F. So I'm again discussing all this. So what are the steps? Section E students and also section F students, just see again. So what are the steps for this login, registration, ordering process? The steps are, first, if you want to begin shopping, okay, so what you'll do, you just type the URL. Okay, whatever Amazon site or Flipkart site, so you just type the URL. So after typing the URL, then you can directly do the shopping. Okay, you need one account, so either you have to open the account or you have to use the already existing account. Okay, if you don't have the existing account, then you have to open one account. Okay, so the second step, the customer will need a registered account on the website to start shopping. Okay, so if he or she doesn't have an account, then the website will prompt the customer to create one. The next step is step 3. Once you have created the account, then you have to do the login. Okay, why we are creating the account? To login. So once the customer has created an account, they need to use their login credential to proceed further. Okay, so after login, what the customer will do? After login, the customer will do shopping. Okay, after logging into the website, the customer can start shopping. Then how the customer will start shopping? Customer can view or search different items in different pages. So the next step, step 5, the customer can view different pages of the website or use search option to browse for products to shop. Okay. Then step 6, once the customer has selected a product, okay, so you are viewing, you are searching the product, then you select the product. So once the customer has selected a product, after reading its details, they can add it to their cart for further billing. Okay, so once you are choosing or selecting, you are adding that product in your cart. So that is the step 6. Then step 7, the customer needs to click on the show cart to display the cart content. Okay, so before final purchase, you have to see your cart content. If you want to modify, you just modify. If you want to remove some item, you just remove the items. So the customer needs to click on the show cart to display the cart content. Then step 8 is the customer needs to decide whether he or she wants to make modification to the product. Okay, so if you want to do the modification, you just modify. That is the step 8. Okay, step 8.1 is update your items. Then step 9 will be provided with the final summary and pricing details. Okay. Then step 10 is, so if the customer is still not satisfied with the selected product, customer can go back to step 4 and repeat the process. So what is the step 4? Step 4 is view and search, I think. Yes. So step 4 is after logging into the website, the customer can start shopping. So this process will be repeated again if the customer is not satisfied with the items. Then step 10 is the customer is directed to the, so after finalization of the item, then the customer is directed to the payment option. So while doing the payment, customer selects the mode of payment. Okay, so how to do the payment? So that is guided by POS process. Okay, POS means point of sale. So the website will guide the customer through the POS integrated checkout system. The POS integrated checkout system is one predefined process that we are using in our website. Okay. Then step 13 is, so when you are making the payment, bank and vendor verify and authorize the payment. If it is completed, then it will show you a successful message, and then it will go to the next step. If it fails, the customer redirected to the payment details again. Okay, if your payment fails, then again you have to choose the mode of payment and the process again. Okay, so if the payment is successful, the process of shipping and handling begins. Okay, and then step 15 is product will be delivered to the customer within an estimated delivery time. Okay, so these are the 15 steps while we are doing online shopping. Okay, so already F section students have written all these steps. So section E students, you just quickly write down all these steps and try to draw the flow chart of it. And from section F, those have not done on that day, or those were absent on that day, you just write down all these steps and try to draw the flow chart of it. This is your login, registration, ordering process flow. अंगना घोष मजूमदार. अंगना. Diya Kiran. You belong to section E or F? Diya Kiran. Harshit Raj. Harshit. Deep Cholia. Deep.
Yes, ma'am.
You belong to section E or F?
On F.
Kasmik Mohanty. Kasmik. So all of you just write down all these steps. So according to these steps, draw the flowchart of it. Gurman is present.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
You will attend the online classes or offline classes. Last class also I think he was not present.
Ma'am, he will attend the online classes, but not this week, I think.
Shibam Srivastav,
Yes, ma'am.
have you drawn the flowchart of it?
Yes, ma'am. I misplaced the one I made in copy, so I am drawing in my application again.
Okay. So all of you please draw the flowchart of this online login registration ordering flow process. Draw the flowchart of login registration ordering process. Okay, section E students, just write in the chat box E so that I can identify who are section E students and F students. Section E. Just write E in the chat box. Okay, Abhishek Puri, section E. The next, Geetika. Next, Arnav, Kasmik, Arpan, Sanjog, Roshan, Falguni, Shubham, Abhijit, Diya, Mehul, अंकित. अंकित डॉलर क्या है? शुभम.
Ma'am, it's by mistake.
ओके. सिद्धांत, प्रज्योत, विवेक, ऋतिक, Okay. Means these students are active in the class from section E. Okay, so all of you just write down all these steps and try to draw the flow chart of it. After completing step 9, let me know or tell me to scroll down. Ritik Patnaik. Ritik. Ritik Patnaik. Are you writing the steps? Vivek Sharma. Vivek. Those who have drawn already, no need to draw again. Okay, most of the section F students have done. So if you have done it, no need to do it again. But many students also have not done this diagram from section F also. So all of you just do it again. Again means those who have not done, do it. Those who have done it, no need to do it again. So section E students, you have to share your screen. You have to show that flow chart. Either you can use any software to draw the flow chart, or you may draw it in your copy and you may share the snapshot. Have you completed up to step 9? Have you written up to step 9? Siddhant Swarup Malik, have you written up to step 9? Shall I scroll down? Abhishek Puri, have you
Yes,
written
ma'am.
on
I'm writing step 8.
step 8?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So right up to step 15. Done? Written up to step 15? Please respond. Okay, so now try to draw the flowchart of it. So in the flow chart, these are the complete sentences we are writing. Okay, so actually this is the algorithm of this process. So here we are writing simple English statements. Okay, but in the flow chart you have to use the keywords of it. Okay, not the entire statement you will put in the box. You will start from the start oval shape, then enter the website, then create account like this. Create account created, question mark, yes, no. So in the just you have to use one two terms or one two words to draw the flow chart. In every box you just use 2-3 words maximum, not the whole statement. Okay, so completed up to step 15. Now you're able to draw the flowchart of it. So you have to share your screen. So Soumya, how you are drawing the flowchart? In copy or using some software? You are drawing in Word file I think difficult to draw. You can use that software. It is easy to draw. Okay, you draw it. Okay, you draw it. Okay, fine. So you people can speak also. Ankit Raj. Ankit. Ankit, are you drawing the flowchart? So quickly draw this flowchart. One more flowchart we'll discuss. Then we'll move to the next part. Okay, after drawing one more flowchart, so take 10 minutes more and complete this flowchart. So already it is 2:20. Okay. So at 2:30, I'll ask one by one to share the screen. So within 10 minutes, complete this flowchart. Okay, so anybody can share his or her screen. Okay, so you have to start. Okay, so any flow chart, first you have to write this start keyword to, okay, so start, so that you have to put in a oval shape. So then after this, what is our first step? Our first step is we have to enter the URL. Okay, so enter URL of the website. Okay, so that you have to write in simple rectangle. Okay, so after this, if you have created, so you can see the step 3. If you have created any account, then you can proceed to the login process. If you have not created, then you have to create the account. So here you can write account created or registered, anything you can write. Registered, okay, that you have to write in the, just a second. To write next. So the question mark is coming means you have to write in the diamond box. Okay. So if it is no, you have not registered for the site, then you have to create account. Okay. If it is no, then create account or fill registration form. So that is in the simple rectangle box. So if you have registered, means if you have any account, if it is yes, then what you'll do simply login. Okay. Then after login, if so in the login process, you may you may have given invalid user ID or password. Okay, so you can check for the validity. Valid question mark. Question mark means again in the diamond box. Okay, so if it is no, then again you will come to this step. Okay. Then if it is yes, valid user ID and password you are given, then you will go to the next page for shopping. Okay, so if it is yes, then I'm starting from here. View or search product. Okay, view or search product. Then after viewing and searching the products, you are selecting the products, means you are adding the products in the cart, so that you can write add product to cart. Okay. So after adding the product to cart, so before final purchase, you must display the cart items. Okay. So display. So these are the steps you can see we have written. Display cart items. Okay. So after this, suppose you want to or modify the product. Okay. Suppose you want to update the product. So you may ask update product question mark. So update product question mark means this one you have to write inside the diamond box. Okay. So if it is yes, if you want to update it, then means you have to again view the things. Okay. So I will redirect you to this step. Okay. So if it is no, you don't want to update, then you will move to the checkout window. Okay. So after checkout, then what next you will do? Finalize the shopping cart. Okay. Then payment details. Then how you will do the payment details? Using the POS integration process. So after this, you may check for the payment successful or not. If it is successful, if it is not successful, then it will again redirect it to the payment details step. If it is successful, then you will be redirected to the shipping and handling step. After shipping handling, then delivery step comes. Then after delivery, this is the end of the process. Okay, so rest of the step you just do it. Anybody has done this flow chart? Arnab Sarkar. Okay, Arnab, can you share your screen?
Yes, ma'am. Sharing.
Okay, Abhijit also completed.
Is it visible?
Yes, it is coming now. Okay, now just read out what you have written, or you just zoom in. Yes. Yes, start, enter the website, register.
And then if
No.
it's not registered, then fill the form.
Yes, then login. Then you check for the validation. Okay, view or search the products, add to the cart, display the content. Okay, update product. If it is yes, okay. Okay, update product. If it is yes, then display the cart content. Update. If you want to update, means you have to move to the view and search product, not the display cart content.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so in that view and search product page, you can modify the products or change the products. Display is only already you have chosen that one you are displaying. So there you can do any change. Change you'll do after. If you don't want that item, then you have to select other item from the view and search product step.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so next is
Shopping cart.
shopping cart. Then payment details, and then move to POS system. Payment successful, no means payment details. Payment successful, yes means shipping process. Then delivery, then end. Very good. Okay,
Thank you.
good. So you stop sharing. Abhijit, you share your screen.
Yes, ma'am. Is this visible, ma'am?
It is coming now. Okay, just read out what you have written.
First, it's start, then wait a second, let me see. Then we need to enter the website URL, or we need to enter the website. Then we will ask for registration. If
Yes.
there's no account, then it will redirect you for the account. And if
Yes.
you have the account already, then it will go for the login page. And then it will check for that the ID and password
Validity.
is right or wrong. If
Yes.
it's wrong, then it will again redirect to login page. And if
Yes.
it's yes, then it will search.
Search.
Then we can able to search for the product. Then we can add, and then we will check out the cart, like everything are fine or not. If we want to update the product, then we can go back to the search product for updating the product. And if no, then we can go to the shopping cart and then add the payment details, and all the POS integration will be done. And if the payment is not successful, then it will again redirect to payment detail page. And if it's successful, then the product will be shipped, then delivered, and it's
And, okay, so that POS integration that you can represent using the predefined process symbol, that is a rectangle with 3 sections.
Oh, okay. Okay, ma'am.
So
Okay,
that,
ma'am.
yes.
Okay. Thanks, ma'am.
Okay, you may stop sharing. Siddhant, you share your screen.
Okay, ma'am.
Siddhant, you share your screen.
Yes, ma'am. Is that visible?
Yes, visible. Just read out whatever you have written.
Yes, ma'am. First we will start, then we have to enter the website.
Mhm.
then we have to see whether we have registered or not. If we have registered, then it is valid. If it is not registered, then we have to fill up the form. Then we have to search our products and put them into our cart. Then we have to update it. If we have to, means our cart is full and we are satisfied, then we can move for the checkout. If we are not satisfied, then again we will add products to our cart and we will do our shopping cart. There we will decide our payment. The mode of payment in which we want to, that will decide, and then the shipping details and the handling details message we will get, and at last the delivery.
Okay, good. Okay, stop sharing. Abhishek Puri, you share your screen.
Yes, ma'am. Is it visible?
It is coming. Just zoom in. Yeah.
First we'll enter the website through the URL, then we'll see if it is registered or not. If not, then we have to fill the registration form. Or else if we are registered, then we'll go to the login page and then we'll check if the login is valid or not. If it is valid, then we view or search the product. If it is not valid, then we'll go back to the login again. Then add the products to the cart. Then we see the display cart content and then we go to the update product. If yes, then we go back to the view or search products. If no, then we go to the checkout. Then we go to the shopping cart. Then we see the checkout, the payment details. Then the POS integration happens, and then we see if the payment is shopping and handling. Then we go for the delivery and the next time.
Or the flow chart from down to upward.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, so that POS integration, you may use that predefined process symbol.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, you stop sharing. So just draw one more flow chart, then we'll do your class diagram. Okay. So of this. So next is your order processing flow chart. So order processing flow chart, this is the steps for only order processing. Okay, this only deals with the order processing. So what are the flow chart for order processing? So once the customer places the order on the website, see, when you are developing any website, there must be one admin. Admin is one person. Okay, one admin or more than one admin. There must be one admin who handles all these things. Okay. So step one is the customer will place an order on the website and the admin will receive a notification, means one order is placed. Then step two is admin will view or check the order details placed by the customer. Okay. First the admin will get notification, then admin will check or view the details. So after this, admin will see whether the items, okay, the request or the order is valid or not. Okay. So if the order is valid, then the admin confirms and signs the order for further processing. Then step 5, admin needs to check on the stock to fulfill the order. Whether the order or the items are present in the stock or not, the admin will check. So how the admin will check? Actually, the admin will check through the database. In the database, one item left, two item left. So the quantities of item present, that is stored in the database. So the admin will need to check on the stock to fulfill the order. 5.1 then means the further step of step 5 is, if there is insufficient stock in the inventory, then the admin will need to purchase or produce the product from other vendors. Okay. Then step 5.2 is, once the product have been purchased, they need to be added to the warehouse of e-commerce owner. Okay. So after purchasing, it is stored in the warehouse. Then step 6, admin need to wait to deliver the product before he or she receive payments. Okay. So after now the product is available, so admin, now the next step of admin is admin will deliver the product. But for delivering the product, admin waits for the payment. So once admin gets the payment, then it begins the delivery of the goods. Okay. Then the step 8, the product will be dispatched for delivery once the advance payment has been received. Then step 9 is, at the end, customer will receive the product within the estimated delivery time. So your order processing flow chart consists of nine number of steps. So you just note down all these steps and quickly draw the flow chart of it. So after this flow chart, now both the section will be at the same point. Okay. I have taught section F up to this. Okay. So from next onwards, both means now both are in the same portion of the chapter, at the same portion of the chapter. So after this, now we have to start. So section E and F now in the same point. So just draw the flow chart of it. Okay, Soumya. Can you share your screen? Okay, just can you zoom in the size? Okay, enter the website, register. Yes, login valid, view display, add product to cart, display cart content. Okay, update and checkout. It's a shopping cart, payment. Successful, yes, then shipping and okay, handling, no, then payment details, delivery, and very good. Okay, good, you stop sharing. Are you drawing the flow chart of this process? Are you drawing the order processing flow chart? Yes or no? Are you drawing the flow chart, order processing flow chart? Arnav Sarkar. Arnav? Okay, Abhijit. Okay, so here we'll take 10 minutes of break. So in that break, you may draw the flow chart, or after the break, you may draw the flow chart. Okay, so after 10 minutes, we'll resume. So let's take 10 minutes of break now. Is it fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, so all are present now. Triptiman.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Abhijit Anand.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So anybody has done drawn the flow chart of this order processing flow chart, order pressing process?
Yes, ma'am. Done.
Done. Okay, you share your screen.
Yes, ma'am. Is this visible?
Yes, it is coming.
Yeah. So first we will receive the order, and then we will check all the order details. If all the details are valid, then we will go forward. Else, if it's not valid, then we will cancel the order immediately at that time only. And if it's valid, then we will check for the stocks are available or not. If it's not, then we have to purchase it. If it's available, then we will confirm the order, and then we will wait for the delivery, since means wait for the payment. If the payment is not done, then we will hold on. If and
Anybody else has done? Supriti done. Okay, Supriti, can you share your screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Share.
Ma'am, is it visible?
It is coming now.
Okay.
Okay, just explain what you have done.
Yes, ma'am. First, the order will be received. Then we'll check the details. Then we'll go and see whether it is valid or not. If it is not, then we'll cancel the order. If it's yes, then we'll confirm the order. After that, we'll check that is there enough stocks or not. If there are no stocks, then we'll purchase it and add it to the warehouse. Then we'll go to wait to deliver it. Then we'll receive the advance payment. If we'll not get the advance payment, then we'll wait to the delivery option. If we'll get the advance payment, then we'll go to deliver the products. Then the products will be received. Then we'll end.
Okay, okay, good.
Thank you.
So anybody else can share the screen? Abhishek Puri.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, is it visible?
Yes, it is coming now.
First,
Yes, explain.
yes, ma'am. Ma'am, first,
Zoom in.
first we receive the order, then we check the order if it is valid or not. If it is not valid, then we cancel the order. If it is valid, then we confirm and sign the order. Then we check if there are enough stocks or not. If there are not enough stocks, then we purchase or produce. Then warehousing of the products. Then we wait to deliver the goods. If we receive an advance payment, then we deliver the goods, or else we wait to deliver the goods. Customer receives the products after that, then it ends.
Okay, good. Okay, okay, stop sharing. Okay, so two activities, we have drawn the flow chart of two activities. Okay, similarly there are various activities of online shopping process. Okay, so another activity is cart finalization flow chart. Okay, so and other activity is your vendor order processing flow chart. Um, some more activity like refund. Okay, so that activity we have not added. Okay, payment processing, refund and return management. Okay, so various activities are there. So for different activities we can draw the flow chart. So we can draw the flow chart for these major activities. Okay, so just I'm going to tell you the steps for different activities, and your task is you will draw it and you'll show me in the next class. So another activity is your cart finalization activity. Okay, just a second. Drawing the flow chart or drawing any diagram for the project logic. Okay, so don't underestimate all these things, that these are not the important thing. Unless and until you don't know how to draw the flow chart, how to plan for the project, so what is the use of knowing the technology? You are learning the technology to develop one project. But if you don't know the planning, how to plan the project, then what is the use of the technology? So if you use the technology also, then you'll get the wrong output. Okay, so proper planning is required for it. So it is equally important as knowing the technologies. Okay, so you give importance to the flow charts or other diagrams also. So next is your another activity is your major activity is your cart finalization. Okay. Another one is your vendor order processing flow chart. Another activity is your admin dashboard flow chart. Okay. Similarly, payment processing. Okay, payment processing. Then your return and refund. Okay. Return and refund management. So you can then user account creation. Okay, because in user account creation also first you are registering. You are creating the account. Then after creating the account, then you are for login validation. If the login is not valid, then either user ID is wrong or password is wrong. If you have then forgot password thing is there. So if you have forgot the password, then again that will be sent to your register email ID. So that is also one separate flow, okay, or separate activity. So different major activity, you can draw the flow chart for different activities. Okay. Similarly, offer discount, that also one activity. Delivery tracking process, that is another activity. Okay. So for different activity, you can draw the flow chart. So you have to identify the major activity in the system. Then you have to draw the flow chart of it. I'll just tell you the steps for cart finalization activity. Okay. So cart finalization activity. So in the cart finalization activity, first you have to get the cart information. Okay, so what items are placed in the cart. Okay, so that you have to first identify. So the first step is first the website. Will get information about part of order. So then order. Item. So after this, it will redirect. It will redirect the page to the order. further processing. Then after this step 4, if the customer wants to further update the cart, then here the customer update. Okay, the customer may update before final posting or final purchase. So after final posting, okay. So once the cart items have been finalized, by the customer, you'll see post cart items. Okay. So in while you are selecting the items in that, so you have selected the item, selected the product. So in that same page, you can see some options or menu. Suppose you have selected for one item, you may increase the quantity of the item. Suppose you are sending gift to your friend, then you may use the option for wrapping the gift paper, okay, or gift wrapper. So this type of things you can do in this step. Okay. So here, so after posting the final cart item, the system calculates the shipping date, where for the selected product. You also just note down all the steps. You have to draw the flowchart of it. Selected products in the cart. If you are not able to read my handwriting, you may ask me. The selected product in the cart. And add it to the final page. Okay. The next step is just note down all these lines quickly. After this, I'll erase all these things. After finalizing the cart items, the customer also browse the miscellaneous option. Okay, that is MISC menu option. For modification.
Ma'am, for what? That
MISC miscellaneous means suppose you want to increase the quantity, or if you want to wrap the gift wrapper. Okay. Suppose you have chosen one item, you are increasing the number of items. Suppose you have chosen 5 items, you want to decrease the number of items. Not the item you want to modify, just you want to increase or decrease quantity. Or you suppose you are gifting something, then you want to wrap the gift wrapper. All these options that you can do in this after finalizing your cart items.
right. But ma'am, that option for that tiny
MISC menu.
no. That full sentence, ma'am.
After finalizing the cart items, the customer can also browse the MISC menu, miscellaneous menu.
Menu.
Option for menu.
Option for
Option for tiny modification in the order.
tiny. Okay.
Okay. So it is better to number the step. It is step 1, step 2, step 3. Okay, so this is 3.1, this is 3.2, this is your, this is your step 4, this is your 4.1. Okay. Then your step 5 is once step 4 and 4.1 done, step 4 done. Okay, step 4 done. Once the step 4 done, the cart items are ready to be posted for billing process. The cart items are ready to be posted for billing process. Okay. So this is up to step 5. So now your items are for ready for billing process. I'm erasing the first 2-3 steps. The next is just step 6. Then after this, after the final process, whatever billing process, whatever the information customer has given, then the system checks for its validity. Okay, the system checks if the entered information is valid or not. The system checks if the entered information valid or not. To complete the next process. Okay. If the information is not valid, then the process terminates. If the information is not valid, then the process terminates. Okay. Then if it is valid, then the system calculates the final amount to be paid by the customer. Okay, so the next two steps are then step 8 is now you have to generate the bill. So the items in the cart gets posted to create an invoice. Okay. Then it will generate the bill or print the items or print the information. Then step 9 is the system verifies if the information to be printed is valid or not. valid or not. So if the information is valid, so here questions comes means you have to put it in the diamond shape. If the information is valid, so if the information is not valid, if the valid, then it will move to the next step. If it is not valid, if the information is not valid, then the process gets terminated. If the information is valid, if it is valid, then the system then if it is valid means it gets printed. Okay, if it is valid, then it gets printed, then the information gets printed. It is valid, then the information okay. So this may include the specification of the product. So when your final your product is, when it is wrapped, okay, the mailing address, everything is written. So if it is valid, then it gets printed and that is pasted on your product. Okay, if it is valid, then the information gets printed. So these are the steps. These are the 10 steps of cart finalization flowchart. Okay, so your task is to draw the flowchart of it. So take it as your homework. Order processing. Okay, so take it as your homework. So next flowchart is your okay, next is your like admin dashboard flowchart. Okay, the admin dashboard flowchart. So what is this admin dashboard? What it includes? So this is your admin use here. Who in the back end, what the admin does. Okay. So suppose admin dashboard flowchart means if you want to access the admin dashboard, what you have to do? To access the admin dashboard, the admin will need to visit the login page for admin. Means admin also has to log in. Okay. So all of you have written these steps. Cart finalization process. Have you written this cart finalization process steps? Cart finalization process steps. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
So have you written the steps?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now I'll erase the steps now. So your homework is you have to draw the flowchart of it. So actually, what is the task of or what is the work of admin that we'll see in admin dashboard flowchart. Okay, what is the work of admin? So that steps I'll write. You just have to note down all the steps, and your task is to draw the flowchart of it. So admin dashboard flowchart. Okay. So what are the steps means how the admin works. Okay. So the step 1 is to access the admin dashboard. Though you are not getting interest in drawing the flow chart, but this is very much important. Okay. So if you don't know what is the work of admin, so how come you'll design your page or how come you'll write the logic for it? So to access the admin dashboard, the next chapter onwards we'll learn the technology. So have patience and try to learn the flowchart, how to draw the flowchart. To access the admin dashboard, the admin will need to visit the login page for the admins. Okay. Second step is admin enters valid username and password. Okay. The next step is if it is valid, okay, so if the login credentials are valid, if the login credentials are valid, then it will redirect, then it will it will direct the admin to the admin dashboard. Okay, so if it is wrong, if it is invalid, then it will redirect the admin to the login page. Then after login, what will happen? So once the admin logged in, has logged in, okay, once the admin has logged in, then the admin has some access. What access? Admin has access to B2B. So what is this B2B? B2B is your business to business. Okay. Then account manager. All type of permission will be given to admin. Account manager. Okay. Access to account manager. Then access to sales report. Okay, so then admin will get the access to business, all the business process, then account management. Okay, then the sales report. So all these access admin will get. So what is this business to business? Business to business means admin can connect with the vendors. Okay. So 4.1. In the B2B tab, admin can manage the connection with the vendors. Okay. Then admin can view customer information. Can view customer details. So when you do some project, you have to include these admin functionalities. So you understand all this. Admin manage the products. Okay. Admin can add, edit, remove products. add, edit, remove products. Okay, so these are the rights or access of admin. All of you have written up to this? Yes or no?
And we have written up to 4.1.
Okay, so quickly write. So step 5 is admin can, in the step 4 we see that admin has access to business access to account manager. So what is this account manager tab? So in the account manager tab, it can like suppose account manager means whatever the customer created the accounts. Okay, so admin also can, suppose the customer want to change the address or something, so admin can like update profile. Okay, so while you want to update your profile, so admin, so you are sending the request that you say you update my profile, but actually who is updating your profile? Admin is updating your profile. Okay, so the account manager tab lets the admin edit important details. Edit important details. That is a step 5. Then step 5 again. Okay, so it is important details you just. Then next is admin 5.1. Admin can also browse customer information to browse the customer information to see the or to browse the customer information to improve the sale. Okay, what type of customers are they, to improve the sales. admin can browse the product catalog. Okay. Admin can browse product catalog or modify the product. Okay. Product catalog for updation. According to the customer nature. According to the customer nature. So step 6. So step 6 is admin can get the sale report. Okay. The sales report tab will show a comprehensive report of sales of their product. So the customer can get the admin can get the customer information through the sales report tab and know their preference and reach. Okay. So sale report, admin can access the sale report. Step 6 is the sales report tab will show a comprehensive report of sales of their products. Of sales of their product. Okay. So according to that, admin can make changes. Okay. Admin can know the preference of the customer and can, according to that, he will modify the products. Okay. The admin can get the customer information through the sales report tab and know their preference and reach. Then admin can follow the step 5 again. Okay, so step 5 is to know the important details of the customer. So the thing is that in this admin dashboard, admin get access to everything. Okay, what are the products, who are the customer, what are the preference of the customer. Okay, so according to that, it manages everything. Okay, so these are the steps of your admin dashboard. So your homework is you have to draw the flow chart for cart finalization process and admin dashboard process. Okay. So your time is over now. So your next class is tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll start your HTML. Okay. We'll complete this chapter 2, and we'll start your HTML. So you may leave now.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.